So we're getting a new patch on the 28th of November with a lot of balance changes, and I'm gonna make a little bit of summary for you so you get a bit of the idea of everything of these changes. I'm not gonna go in depth, I'm just gonna be a little summary so you can see very fast, and you can go in the description and see the changes for yourself so you can get a better idea of what it is. So first, we got a lot of relics changes, so the internal cooldown of these relics are now gone, which was very annoying in the first place. So pretty good change. We got better descriptions as well. Now when you hover one of relic, it will tell you the range, the radius, and other numerical values near the relic. Also, most of these ones got buffed, so they're actually usable now instead of essentially everyone using the same relics every time. Elementalist got sword buffs on PvP because no one is using it. Catalyst used to be very, very hard to get damage out of it because of empowerment, but now it'll be easier to use. That way everyone can get value out of it, even if you don't know exactly how to play it correctly. Hammer buff on PvE as well overall, because people were not using hammer. Arcane shield got less cooldown, so people actually use this ability, which no one does it. Hopefully this will help. Maybe it won't. Maybe there will be some situations where you actually want to use this ability. Otherwise, same with Tornado, same with Whirlpool. We'll see what happens though. Also, we've got better Conning Cleanse and Healing, which helps with the sustain. Engineer got an Evade on Rifle 5, which is actually pretty cool. Pistol is better in PvE. Bandage Blast now goes directly to the target instead of getting little, 5 little bandages that you have to pick up to actually use them. Now it goes directly, which makes it way easier, a bit less interesting, but way easier to use. These elixirs are getting better, less cooldown, but this one gives no swiftness anymore. These traits are getting better, and these traits are getting more effective. These ones are easier to trigger because now they will activate not on thresholds, but instead when you use a healing skill. This one when you use the elite skill, and this one when you get super speed instead of only swiftness, which makes it way easier and controllable to activate. This one gives you more might. Boom. Scrapper now is becoming essentially Scourge 2, more barrier, more stability, and protection for everyone in your party, in your subgroup. Pretty cool. It's honestly gonna be insanely good, at least DPS. We'll see if heal Scrapper is gonna be a thing. We don't know, we'll check it out, but sounds very nice. Also the cooldown reduction and some more comedy damage to Scrapper. Holosmith Spectrum Shield now gives them stability, which is actually very cool for something like open world, and Flashback is reduced with cooldown. Mechanist now gets all these relics on their mech as well. They trigger on their mech, which makes it way easier to use and way more powerful, and also it is way easier to use your alacrity on your mech, because even if you go away from the mech, you will still be able to use it a little bit for a longer time, right? As you see here. This Signets got nerfed in PvP because people were dying to it too much, and it was essentially one-shotting people. Not good. Guardian, Hammer, getting buffed. We might actually see a build for it. Pretty cool. I really like Hammer. No one uses it, so I'm very happy. More sustain as well, more healing, and more might for core as well. Drown Hunter is getting more survivability in PvE as well, and a bit of bonus in PvP only. Firebrand is getting buffs for PvP as well because no one was using it. Pretty cool. Will it be enough to be an actual good healer like Core Guard? We'll see. I don't know. We'll check it out how the meta changes. Wallbender getting more swiftness and some more healing vitality instead of healing power. Cool. Mesmer got a lot of changes. Axe is getting some PvP and War vs. World buffs because no one's using it, and of course we're getting a new build. Considering all these changes, we're gonna probably get we're definitely gonna get Heal Chrono, which is actually pretty cool. A build that used to be the thing, it used to be good, and no longer is. Now we're getting it back. We'll see how good it is. I've heard that some people are scared that it's gonna be too good, but we're gonna see what happens, right? Pretty fun though. Another build, another thing that you can play. Awesome, fun. Mirage used to be bugged because the auto attacks would essentially cancel sometimes, but now it's still the case. But if it does cancel, and if it does bug out, it doesn't matter because the damage is on the first ones anyways, so you're gonna be fine. Pretty cool. Honestly, a buff for Mirage. The skill now also removes ML conditions, sound through glass, but that's it. Necromancer is getting some core buffs, some PP buffs, and they're making some buffs to the some traits that no one used to use. Reaper is getting more lifesteal and more life force regeneration, which is actually pretty cool. And Scourge is getting a nerf in PvP because it sucks to play against Scourges, and it should never be good at PvP. That's it. Harbinger is getting a reduced cooldown out of Elixir of Bliss. That's, yeah. Rangers are getting every one of their pets reworked, well, not reworked, but essentially buffed, because most of these ones were not used at all ever, and all of them are actually now going to be affected by quickness, so they're going to do more damage. So we're not going to know until we see it, but this will change the pets that you're going to use on Ranger most likely a lot. So that's very fun. Revenant Hammer is getting buffed, more damage, and also now therefore the reflection is now instant and gives Aegis to the user on activation, which is actually very cool. Now also Shield is getting Aegis to all to your allies, and it makes it compete directly with Firebrand, which already was winning, but now Heal Herald is gonna do everything that Firebrand used to do, but a bit better. Shortbow now pierces, so it's actually very fun because you want everything to pierce if it's ranged, and also some PP buffs for Dwarf, more stability and more generation of energy every time you break out of stun. Herald is also getting a DPS increase if you go for the DPS build and not the quickness build, making the gap between quickness and DPS bigger, which should be the case because you don't want both to do very similar damage. Now hopefully that will mean that one day, they'll nerf both of them, so then quickness does a good amount of damage, not the insane damage that they're doing now, and of course DPS does the actual DPS that a DPS build should do. Hopefully that happens. We'll see what happens, but yeah, there you go. Renegade got resistant on heal skill. There you go. And Vindicator got a few traits that now are gonna change how any energy meld works, which is actually very fun because nobody used it. Nobody used energy melt, and now hopefully you're gonna make maybe a little bit of a build with them, which would be very nice, depending on the trade that you take for energy melt. Sounds very fun. We'll see what we can do with that. Thief changed pistol, so now you can essentially just press unload the 3 on pistol and just completely blast forever and ever, and you'll do a lot of damage, and you will never run out of initiative, which is actually very fun. They also make changes Shadow Strike, so it kind of does a little bit something like that. You can kind of spam it, but also it also does more damage. We'll see how it ends up working, because I'm pretty sure it teleports you backwards, and that might actually not work, but at least for fun, it sounds very fun. Also, this utility, they buffed some utility, getting them less cooldown reduction, and this one gives a bit more might. Bundle Theft. Daredevil got staff changes. Now the 4 is gonna do the reflect instead of the auto attack, which makes it way easier to use whenever you actually need it. And 3 on staff will essentially, when you move out, you get a little jump, you will press it again and go back to the foe, to the enemy, so you can actually not lose time moving in there, right? Now also Impact Strike now evades an attack and increases the amount of cooldown on PP and War's Ult, because otherwise probably would be too good to evade an attack only every 25 seconds. But yeah, there we go. Spectre also got these 2 wells buffed, pretty cool. And Warrior got a lot of changes as well. Got maces, do more damage, so that way you don't get as much bonus for taking the CC weapon. Vengeance now increases the chance to rally from 25% to 100%, so every time you use Vengeance on PV, and you kill something, you will get back up. Some changes to defensive signets and abilities that makes me think that maybe they're preparing for a healing warrior with staff. When that actually happens, we'll see. Otherwise, it's just sustain for warrior. All traits that give you also more boons, and a lot of changes that reset your burst and makes you, every time that you use a burst skill, you will do more damage, which also pairs up with berserker changes that will make it so, for example, Smash Bros. This trait no longer extends berserker duration by a flat amount. Instead, it causes Primal Burst skills to extend berserker duration by 2%. So the more you do berserk, the more you do burst, the more berserk time you have, which makes it insanely powerful and sounds very fun. And of course, Heat of the Soul, that makes it so now it doesn't have an eternal cooldown, so you can spam it all the time to give quickness. But now the quickness is a bit less, but it makes you want to actually spam it, and the more you do it, the more quickness you give, which is the way it should have happened from the start. So pretty cool changes, and it goes perfectly with my idea, at least, of Berserk. The more you burst, the more you use your bursts abilities and you spam them, the more damage you do. A builder and spammer class, which is honestly what it should have always been done. It should always have been, and sounds pretty fun to play. I'm definitely gonna play that one. Relics, we're getting new relics. Honestly, these ones are pretty okay. I think the one that really caught my eye is the one Relic of Knowledge because you become insanely huge. You remove boons from your enemies, consume 10 stacks to grow larger, dealing increased damage, taking reduced damage, and converting a percentage of outgoing damage into healing. So you essentially go berserk mode and just kill everything. It sounds very, very fun. In conclusion, everything is better and it got buffed. A lot of quality of life, not a lot of power creep because everything that got buffed wasn't good in the first place. New hammer build, new on guardian, new hail mesmer build, new thief weapons to use. Berserker and Scorpion are way better, better balance for weapons that weren't really used, and of course the ranger pets are actually usable now, so hopefully we get see new builds. Relics are better and we're getting more, which sounds very exciting, and I think it's just a good patch. Only positive things, not really bad things, not a lot of them, or any of them, to be honest. Give us more of this. There you go. Thank you for everything, guys. Any questions in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Twitch. See you guys around. Bye-bye.